I've been riding ADV and dual sport for about 6 years now, and I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. But if I could go back and start fresh with the knowledge I have now, what bike and gear would I buy? Well, I'll do better than tell you, I'll show you. Ta-da! If I was buying my first dual sport or adventure bike and my first set of gear right now, this is what I would buy based on my experience and all the trial and error and things that I have used over the years. So let me run down all of it. There'll be links to everything in the description, obviously. This is all stuff that I have used extensively and have tons of hours on. First off, the Bell MX-9 helmet. This was the first ADV helmet I ever bought, and I think I lucked out with this one. It's inexpensive at $230. It's ECE rated. You can get the MIPS liner, which helps with rotational impacts. It's all day comfortable. It's a little heavy and a little loud, but it converts to a street helmet, and it's an all-around great helmet for the price. One of the best values in motorcycle helmets, particular ADV. Gear-wise, I did a full review recently on this MSR Voyager gear, jacket and pants. This stuff is a great value for the money. Waterproof, protective. It's $450 for the full set, which is not nothing, but the idea with this list is not to get you the cheapest stuff possible. It's to get you the stuff that is gonna work, the least expensive, best value quality gear versus the cheapest ways you can check a box. I want you to be safe out there, and I want you to buy stuff that's gonna last you until you feel like you're ready to upgrade or you want to upgrade, and it's not gonna force you to upgrade or, worse, put you in a dangerous situation. So this stuff is very protective. It comes with built-in armor all around, including a back pad, which a lot of jackets don't come with. It comes in a black and a gray. You can get it directly from Rocky Mountain site, and I think it's the best entry-level gear out there. I think it's the best value in entry-level gear out there, and it's what I would buy if I were starting over today. These are the MSR cold weather gloves. This is a $55 pair of gloves. Waterproof, D3O armor, and insulated, and they have this very long cuff, and I just wore them on a long day of trail riding in the rain and the mud. My hands were perfectly dry and warm the whole time, so I'm wearing these right now because, as you can see, it's not summertime, but if it were, I would go towards the MSR wind block gloves. Those MSR ADV wind block gloves are $35. Now, in a super hot summer day, you may want something with a little bit better ventilation, but for an all-around glove, those wind block gloves are going to be great, and then these are better for when it's colder, wetter, rainier, if you're commuting or something. Boots wise, it's tempting to go cheap on boots, and you can, sort of, but if you do, you need to err on the side of good protection. So if you want to buy the cheapest, best protective boots there are, you've got to buy an inexpensive pair of motocross boots. So there's the O'Neill Rider boots. I wore those for a long time trail riding. Those are $125 for the pair, or you can buy the MSR M3X boots. That's an entry-level motocross style boot as well. Very stiff, very protective. Those are less than $100. However, those motocross boots are hard to walk in. They're hard to learn in because shifting is kind of difficult. So if you're doing mostly gravel roads and highways, you maybe want something just a little softer and less protective, and in that case, my real recommendation is the Alpine Stars Corazols. They're a little bit more expensive. They're $320 for a pair of Corazols. I've been wearing these Corazols for 4 years. I've put thousands of miles. I did the entire Washington BDR in them, and they've got decent stiffness and protection, but they're comfortable enough to wear all day, and you could wear them on and off the bike if you were going camping or whatever. You could even go for a short hike in them. I've done that. It's not the most comfortable shoes, but they're really good all-around boots. They're just not cheap. If you want to save a little money and get something similar, MSR also makes an adventure boot, and those are $240. That's expensive. That's as much as this jacket costs. I get it, but the most common injuries to ADV and dual sport riders are lower leg injuries, and it's really important to be well protected down there if you can. You can get cheaper boots, but you're just rolling the dice on a catastrophic ankle injury. Really easy to get underneath the bike or twist your ankle, or I can't tell you how many times I've been riding down a narrow trail and had the side of my foot hit a rock or a branch or a stump or something. So I don't think you should compromise on boots, and these are the best value with protection that I would recommend. And yes, that's a lot of Rocky Mountain stuff, but I really do just believe in their products. I think their unique business model allows them to sell higher quality products at a lower price. The one tricky caveat there is it's harder to get shipping outside the US. They do ship to outside the US, but it costs a little more. And you can't like go into a store and buy this stuff or go in and try it on. You just gotta kind of trust the website size charts, but they do offer a free shipping return exchange for something that doesn't fit. So grain of salt, but that is what I like for beginners. And of course, the most important thing for a new rider is bike choice. So why did I decide that the Honda CRF300L Rally is the bike that I would recommend and the bike I would start on if I were starting over today. The answer is pretty simple. It's an easy to ride bike that's not horribly expensive. It's reliable as all hell, and it will literally do anything. I just finished a day of trail riding on this on OHV trails with our friend Grace. There's way more difficult sections on trails than there are on gravel roads, so it's some of the more difficult riding that a bike like this that a new rider's gonna wanna do. But it'll also do a highway stretch. You can take it out on a long highway ride. It's not the most comfortable on the highway, but it will do 70 miles an hour. You can take all your gear out and go moto camping. And so this is the ultimate discovery machine because you can try all the types of riding. You can try long touring, you can try trail riding, you can try exploring forest roads, you can commute to work on it if you want to. It will let you do anything, and so you can try everything. And then if you decide, man, I'm just really into these long distance tours and I don't really want to do the trail riding stuff, you can move up to a bigger bike. Or if you're like, I don't like riding on the road at all, but I want to be able to hit the hard stuff as hard as possible, maybe you get a 450L or 500 EXCF. This bike is easy to ride, incredibly forgiving, inexpensive, fun. Let's not forget fun. I've been riding for a while now and I have a big smile on my face every time I get on this bike. And if you can get your hands on one, if you're a brand new rider who is interested in dual sport or ADV riding, this is the bike I recommend because it's really both a dual sport and a small adventure bike, and it's kind of unique in that way. And I was kind of a naysayer on this bike for the longest time until I got one and really spent some time on it. I didn't get it, and I really do now. So if you can't get your hands on a Rally, or you just don't like the Rally for some reason, or you know you're gonna spend a lot of time on the highway, 80% of the time on the highway, and you're gonna sometimes occasionally go up a gravel road just to get to a campsite or a trailhead or whatever, 500X is also a great choice, or the new NX 500 when it comes out, which they just announced at EICMA this year. That's another great, easy to ride entry-level bike. But if you want something closer to this and you can't get your hand on a Rally, a few other bikes I would recommend in the same circumstance. Obviously the regular CRF300L, the KLX300. If you saw my beginner dual sport motorcycles tier list, you know those two were at the top along with this. So obvious recommendation there. And the rest of my recommendations, if you're a new rider, just go right down that list. So KLX 230, TW200, XT250, CRF250L, XR150L, etc. I think if you're a brand new rider, it makes more sense to err on the side of something you might outgrow, just so that you can learn confidently, build skills confidently on something that's not scary to you, that you're confident on. And then if you get to the point where like this XR150L is not doing it, then you sell it and buy something bigger that you'll appreciate and understand and be safer on. So if I were to start over riding today, this is the setup that I would get, and it is the setup that I recommend to you. So what about you? I know there's a lot of experienced riders out there that watch this channel. What would you recommend for a first bike and first gear for a new rider? What have you used? What is good quality and not horribly break the bank expensive for someone who's just trying to dip their toe into this world? Let us know in the comments. If you're interested in more new rider advice, dual sport tips and tricks, moto camping stuff, please consider subscribing to the channel because I'm the dork on the road and I want to be your internet riding buddy, and I'm better than your regular riding buddies because I come with a mute button. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!